All right, hey guys, we are going to take a look at silver futures through the lens of Elliott wave. It's a very exciting time for silver folks, metals in general, commodities at large. Let's take a look going back to the spring and let's follow the price wave through up until now. Try to find something actionable. All right, let's dive into the analysis. All right, so here we are looking at crude. This is a 4-hour chart going back all the way to February, which was really the last low. Maybe that is the lasting bottom. We'll find out eventually. What we have here looks like 5 waves up. If you're an LA wave guy, you know that wave 3 can extend. Now this wave 3 surely did extend, but one of the really cool features of Elliott wave is it gives you an amazing market context. And in this case, there's something called the theory of alternation. And that just means if wave 2 is deep and elongated, then you could expect the next wave, in this case, wave 4, to be short and not burn off anywhere near as much time as the previous wave in the count. So in this case, you have a long, deep wave 2 and a short and shallow wave 4. To give you an idea of how far this wave 3 extended, it would not be unusual for a wave 3 to come up to the golden ratio 1.618, which is somewhere in here. But it extended even beyond that and came up to call it the 2236 and pulled back. But then the size of this entire wave to me meant that this is not a 3-4. This is probably another 3-4 inside of this wave 3. But when I measure, even though wave 3 extended as it did all the way to the 3236, between the 300 fib and the 3236, the wave 4 was very shallow, but the entire structure, this wave 5, is proportionally perfect. This wave 5 is proportionate to the size of this wave 3 because wave 4 was so short in time and magnitude. So this ratio box makes it very likely this is 5 up for wave 1 of a larger degree. Now, if you don't understand a lot of what I just said, that's okay. I just want to tell you that Elliott wave, it's complicated. It doesn't have to be. But if you really want to get down and dirty into the details of it, there's a lot of things going on. So somebody in the Professor Trades Club, there's a club with Armando, the Professor Trades, and someone commented to me late last week that my silver chart looked complicated. And that's because it is. It doesn't have to be. But if you really want to follow all the counts and get it right and zoom out and zoom in and take measurements, when you look at my homework chart, it is messy. It looks very complicated, but you know what? It's only complicated because you don't know enough yet. And if you're a student and you like to learn, and you don't have to be intimidated by Elliott wave. You can just keep learning. You learn a couple of basic things that'll really carry you through. I mean, you just keep building upon your skills. Look, trading is a skill just like anything else. I'm a professional trumpet player. Playing the trumpet is a skill. I developed it. I learned how to do it. Same thing with Elliott wave. It is a skill, just like trading is a skill. So you have to work on your skills. Why do traders think they're going to come in here in 1 to 3 months and be successfully trading? I mean, I did the same thing. It's just like anything. It takes time to learn. Okay, so that's my little sidebar. Let's get back to the analysis. Okay, so here we are in wave 5 up rather for a wave 1. Then we have a 3-wave correction. Now look, I'm going to breeze through these. Now this is what I was saying. If you just look at my chart, it looks complicated because this is my homework chart. For silver, I've got the higher time frame stuff on the same chart as the lower time frame stuff. And normally what I like to do is have different charts, different counts, different degrees of the measurements, so my charts don't get crazy looking and very complicated looking with all of the measurements on one chart. But in the spirit of brevity, this silver chart of mine is a little bit of a combo. So this is the one we just looked at, the 5 waves up and a 3-wave correction for wave 2. Then we have another 5-wave move up, which is another wave 1 of a lesser degree than this wave 1. So 1, 2, 1, 2. So you have a 1, 2 followed by another 1, 2, which just means we are about to be in the heart of the 3rd wave. And that's the holy grail for trading. If you're in the heart of a 3rd wave, you can expect massive bullish moves. And in silver, that means single days with $3 moves. I've seen this play before, twice in my life, and I believe this is the 3rd time. Now, who cares what I think? Let's just talk parameters. As long as this level holds down here, this low right here, just call it 28.90. You could really just say 29. If 29 holds there, as long as it holds on this next pullback and the next pullback looks corrective, we may be in business for an amazing long trade. Okay, now some of you may already been in an amazing long trade, but what's about to set up here is really going to be amazing if it plays out. So this is a 4-hour chart. I've shown you the 1, 2 and the second 1, 2. So now I'm going to drop down to a lower time frame chart, the 1 hour, and let's get into the details of what I am seeing and what I am measuring for. So I've already put a lot of measurements on here. I'm going to try to keep this video brief. What we have after this wave 2 that I just showed you, which is the 1, 2, 1, 2 setup. So what I believe we may have now is another 5-wave move up for wave 1. I don't love this because it's overlapping. So this is a diagonal. There's another way to think of this, which is this as an A wave B. This would be an extended C wave, which means the next pullback will be brutal if this is just a corrective 3 up, meaning that this low will not hold and we're going to make another lower low before we keep running higher. That's going to just devastate the morale of a lot of these metal bulls. There is a chance that this is just a diagonal up for wave 1. This is wave 2. This is wave 3. We've already completed wave 4 on Friday. And believe it or not, all in one fell swoop, it's possible that we just completed wave 5 on Friday. Now, I wasn't measuring all like this when I was in session on Friday, but what I can tell you is the way this measures following Elliott wave standards for a 5-wave move higher, this has already struck what would be reasonable for all of wave 1, a 5-wave move of wave 1 of this 3. So this is 1 of 3, this 3. So if that's the case, we can expect silver now to pull back. Now let's talk a little bit about these measurements inside of this 5-wave move in white, okay? Wave 1, you measure from the top of wave 1 to wherever, I believe this is an ABC for wave 2. Wherever wave 2 terminates, you're going to measure this length of wave 1. You're going to put the fib tool at the bottom of wave 2, which is then going to create these fibs that we see here in white. Let me make these a little brighter just so you can clearly see what I'm doing here. So basically, I put the fib tool, the fib extension tool, the bottom of it is the bottom of the low. Then you put the next tool click at the top of wave 1 and the next tool click at the bottom of wave 2, and that is going to create these projections. Wave 3, the standard typical termination for wave 3, roughly 1,618, the golden ratio. Well, isn't it amazing that price came right up to that level and pulled back? Incredible. I think that's a wave 3. Wave 4 typically terminates between the 236 and the 382 as a standard. It can go as deep as 5, and in some cases, depending on what's going on, wave 4 can get even lower. In this case, the wave 4. Now remember that crazy spike we had? Now look, I'm going to just interject something here. Okay, so you see this crazy spike, right? Everybody wants to know, well, what happened? Why did that do that? Personally, me, I do not care. I don't care why anything. I don't need to know why. The Fibonacci ratios and the whole idea behind measuring price to determine the structure of price, it's the idea that sentiment, it's a collective expression of all the market participants. It's a human thing, but it goes deeper than that. It's also a natural thing. Now, I'm not going to talk about this too long, but I just feel the need to interject right here, right now. What is this color palette doing on there? I want to interject this right here, right now, because I don't care why anything happened. I don't care about the news. News can be a catalyst. Yes, I'm aware of certain big news items. I'm vaguely aware. I try not to pay attention, honestly, to that stuff. I catch a little bit of news just because of the environment is constantly bombarding us all with news. So I may pick up some news items, but for the most part, I'm looking at the fibs. All right. So I just wanted to clear that up, because as an Elliott wave guy using fibs, that makes me almost exclusively technical, I suppose. I guess I'm almost exclusively a technical trader. I take into consideration very little additional information. I think that's fantastic. You know how much time it takes to consume news? It's in my view, now this is my personal opinion, it's nonsense. Nonsense. I don't even watch CNBC anymore. I used to. I don't. Basically, around 2019 is when I gave up on trying to understand how markets can move based on somebody yapping on the TV. Makes no sense to me now. So you have to keep that in mind. So please don't ask me why. I mean, you can ask, but you might get a one-word answer. Okay, so let's get back to the chart. So who cares about this spike? But what I do notice is that it came right between the 236 and the 382, which is a typical area for wave 4. Now, this could have been a wave 4 here as well, because this move is exactly in that same blue zone. In fact, sometimes I move the thing over just to cover it all, as a point of interest. You know, this could have been a wave 4. This could have been a wave 4. But you know what? This is the wave 4. How do you know that? You don't. You're never going to know everything. The best you can do is have good, solid parameters and use your parameters. They're your friends. Use your fibs to create your parameters and use zones. Okay, so here's possibly fifth wave up for basically one of wave 3. And the 3 goes with this purple 2 right here. So now, does that mean you should go short and refinance a house and put everything in short silver right here? Heck no. I just showed you at the beginning of this video how a wave 3 can extend. It can extend wildly. Now, this is, I believe, a wave 1, but a wave 5 can extend too. Now, what would be not unusual and perfectly fine is if this wave 5 wants to keep coming higher and even poke above this 2618. Is that still going to be a wave 5? Yes. In my view, yes, it is. So, but what I'm really going to be looking for, if this has terminated, you're going to start getting a pullback, and it's going to really frustrate a lot of the bulls, because this kind of move right here drew in a lot of buyers. Not me. I'd already taken my gains. The folks that are in the Professor Trades Club saw my trade because I posted it in real time. And it was actually kind of a second thought. I wasn't really planning on trading silver, but a member asked me to take a look at silver. So I did, and I liked what I saw, and I scalped long, and it was fantastic. That's in the room, the Professor Trades. Bunch of great members in there. The professor, his name is Armando, amazing teacher, amazing club, highly recommend. In any case, what I do now is I want to measure if this is going to pull back and give us a wave 2, which would present another buying opportunity. And if you're wanting to scalp, you definitely don't want to go long up here, 31.79. All right, so what I'm going to do, I've got all these different templates saved for different measurements, and one of them is set up for a wave 4, which is this one here in blue, but I'm not looking for a wave 4 from here, right? So I've got a different template, which is I'm just going to look, and I'm going to change this because this template isn't really exactly what I'm looking for. The first thing I'm going to want to see is if silver is going to continue this correction and not make a new high. If it is, it's not going to be surprising to me at all if it comes all the way back down here and tests somewhere in this region down here where the previous wave 4 terminated, or possibly even lower than that, down into this box. Okay, so that's the clue, is no new high. Now, it's not the end of the world if it does make a new high. I don't want to see it get too high, because if it really blasts through this ratio box, then perhaps something else is going on. But this aside from this, me not loving the overlap in this wave 1, this is measuring damn well. I mean, really, almost to perfection. Look at this, the 2382 right at the ratio. So, but if this wants to come up, because I didn't get down and dirty and measure the nano inside of this, but this could be a wave 4 with a wave 5 of 5. So, this could come down a bit more and still get one more shove if it wants up higher. It's not up to me. I'm not going to do anything until I see something that is higher probability, which is partly why I went long in here on Friday, trying to take the highest probability scalp, and that one worked out. So I think a higher probability long entry is down here, not anywhere up in here. Does that mean I can't be wrong and this just plows and just blasts off and goes much higher? Yeah, of course. It's silver, man. It could do anything. But at the moment, it is following these fibs rather well. So that's it. I'm going to keep this video rather short. In review, don't make a new high, or if you do make a new high, don't get too far above 32. Otherwise, we're going to try to start counting something that looks like a 3-wave structure. Wave 4s are notoriously difficult to count. I mean, just look at this wave 4. It's just meandering. It's overlapping. It's hard to figure out. And then it does this. But this is clearly impulsive, which is what you'd want to see in a wave 5, is clearly impulsive, just like the wave 3 is clearly impulsive. This is less impulsive, but hey, it did keep making advancement net higher. So I'll give you that one. All right. That's what we want to see, and we want to see it come back lower. All right. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you want to keep getting your updates, you know the deal. Subscribe so you'll get the updates when I update these charts during the week. Check out the Professor Trades. If you haven't already, the links are in the description of the video. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great one. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.